Hudson County View Live Uncut, and I'm your host, the guy that lifts barbell plates, eats T-bone steaks, and still has a demeanor that's sweeter than a chocolate cake, John Arhitis, here to talk the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So first of all, a bombshell lawsuit. Some are calling this nuclear. Hudson County Schools and Technology Board Secretary Joseph Joey Muniz, a political operative, of course, out of North Bergen, has filed a very interesting discrimination lawsuit where he's alleging that Superintendent of Schools Amy Lynn Rodriguez and himself had an 18-year affair. This comes less than 2 weeks after he was suspended from the school. So we're going to get into that. Obviously, that's a lot to unpack. I'm sure many of you have read about it. Then beyond that, talking about what's been going on about Careport Health and Hudson Regional Hospital, something we've chatted about, well, for years actually, but more intensely the past few months now. The HPAE, which is the union for most of the hospital workers in Hudson County, they have filed a formal complaint against HRH claiming that they're trying to double their insurance premiums with a new plan. So we're going to unpack that as well. We're also going to talk a little bit about 2025. Of course, we're almost about to turn the calendar, folks. And we learned that Ward E Councilman James Solomon has a new council-at-large running mate. So we're going to chat a little about that. And today, my guest is going to be Jersey City Ward D Council candidate Elvin Dominici. All that and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View Live Uncut, John Arhitis. So let's talk about this lawsuit from Joey Muniz. So look, let me just take you to one of the early paragraphs in the 3-count suit filed at Hudson County Superior Court on Friday, first reported by Hudson County View, specifically myself. Now, both plaintiff and defendant Lynn Rodriguez were and are at all times relevant to the allegations in this complaint, married to their respective spouses. Nonetheless, In or about November 2006, plaintiff and Lynn Rodriguez began a fully consensual, romantic, and sexual extramarital with one another. This relationship continued for nearly 18 years. The court filing, where Moody's is represented by Weeder Law Group managing partner Mark Tabakin and partner Stephen J. Edelson, claims Moody's and Lynn Rodriguez would initially meet for trysts at hotels and eventually took trips together to places such as Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Florida, and Atlantic City. And it goes on to say that between April 2000 and April 2004, Moody's wrote checks to Lynn Rodriguez that totaled approximately $42,000, so that would be an average of $10,500 a year. Not that that particularly matters, but certainly that's a pretty bold allegation in and of itself, especially because that was never included on any of her annual financial disclosure forms. Public employees have to file a financial disclosure with the state each year, as well as the elected officials here in New Jersey. So in case you were unaware, and basically this also notes that April of this year is when this ended up being broken off. Moody's and Lynn Rodriguez allegedly got in a huge argument. She wanted him to leave his wife. He said no, and that was the end of that, allegedly, of course. This is all in the lawsuit, again, filed at Hudson County Superior Court. For the moment, we haven't heard anything from the schools of technology. They said they're not going to comment on personnel matters. There was a special meeting on Sunday, actually, but no action was taken by the board. But the topic that they were briefed on very quickly in a less than 10-minute closed session was about appointing an acting superintendent. So I would bet that tomorrow, when we have our regularly scheduled meeting for the board, that's at 4 p.m., I would bet you that we will get a vote on an acting superintendent. As of this moment, the agenda is not available, so I couldn't tell you more than that. But obviously, we're following this one very, very closely. So, oh, by the way, and also, according to the lawsuit, November 25th, they got in an argument, that is Moody's and Lynn Rodriguez. So she allegedly called him, let's just say, a lot of colorful language not appropriate for this program, but she ended up writing him up and said he used unprofessional, insubordinate, profane, and threatening behavior, and he ended up getting suspended for that, and that's how this all ended up snowballing. So once again, going to keep a very close eye on this, and as things develop, we will certainly let you know ASAP. Now, moving on, I also mentioned at the top of the program that the Health Professional Allied Employees, of course most commonly referred to as HPAE, filed a formal complaint against Hudson Regional Hospital. They filed that with the National Labor Relations Board last week, and that was actually November 29th to be specific, for allegedly trying to double their insurance premiums, which would violate their contract. So there was a quick Zoom call yesterday afternoon, maybe about 20 minutes or so, and one of those people on the call was HPA Local 5147 President Emor Franny, and he said, "We were told that since we have so many employees with chronic illnesses, our premium has to go up. We need to see what we can do better for our staff." And in short, he broke it down for everyone on the call that they're currently under an Aetna insurance plan. And for example, with Franny and his wife, they had to pay $145 off each paycheck for insurance purposes. Now, under the new plan, which would be a Cigna plan, it would jump all the way up to $311 per paycheck. So obviously that's pretty significant. That's over 100% increase, of course. And he said in some cases, this is not just double what they're paying, but in some instances, it's triple for certain employees. So obviously, you could see how that would be problematic. And we also heard from HPAE President Debbie White. And, not too much that would shock you, but I guess the most notable quote there is Hudson Regional really isn't looking like that shiny savior that they're portraying themselves to be when they're not taking into consideration their unions and their union contracts. Don't forget, the New Jersey Department of Health is going to have a hearing on their ownership of Bayonne tomorrow in Trenton. So she's also noted that she was hoping this would gain some momentum, and also that some union members would be showing up to testify at that hearing. This is a certificate of need hearing. So the odds that are going to make a difference are probably pretty slim, but definitely something to keep your eye on if this whole CarePoint situation and Hudson Health System, which would be HRH and the 3 CarePoint hospitals, Bayonne Medical Center, Christ Hospital, Hoboken University Medical Center, unfolds. Now, on the strictly political end, as I also mentioned at the top of the program, Ward E Councilman James Solomon, one of several candidates for Jersey City Mayor next year, he announced his latest running mate. That's Michael Griffin. You guys may remember that Griffin ran for the Ward F Council seat in 2017. Wasn't particularly close in that race, but he ended up backing Frank Educational Gilmore in 2021. He was actually his campaign manager. Gilmore, of course, won pretty decisively. And then Griffin tried to go out and parlay that momentum into that state Senate election last June, that primary. Didn't end up working out either, but he's back, and now he's on Solomon's ticket. So this will be his third try in about 8 years. So he said in a statement, "Today I'm excited to announce my candidacy for the Jersey City at-large council seat because we need to change our city. We need to deliver for our people, which is why I will work directly with residents, business owners, and local leaders to ensure that every voice is heard and every need is met in Jersey City." You remember that last week Solomon announced his first running mate at a council at large. He'll be running Mamta Singh. She's the executive director of JC Families, Inc. So with that, folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to sit down with Ward D council candidate Elvin Dominici.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Hudson County View Live Uncut. John R. Highness. As I mentioned a few moments ago, today my guest is Jersey City Ward D council candidate Elvin Dominici, who's running on the ticket of Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day. Elvin, thanks for coming in.
It is a pleasure to be here, John. Thank you for the invitation.
You're very welcome. So, obviously this is your second shot in just as many cycles. You went for at-large in 21, hit a lot of doors. You put your best foot forward. It didn't work out. Why did you want to try again with a different approach this time, meaning you're running for the ward seat instead of at-large?
Well, first, thank you for having me here. I've been a long life resident in Jersey City Heights for the last 25 years. Christ Hospital is the place that my kids were born. They play Little League Baseball in Washington Park. And, for me, it's important to give back to the community that welcomed my family for the Dominican Republic as an immigrant, where I was able to, work hard, get a degree, and work here in the United States.
All right, simple enough. Now, look, you've been pretty outspoken about the Mayor Stephen Fulop administration. You certainly have not pulled your punches when you felt there was an issue you had to speak about. And, you've done your editorials, you've done your social media posts. So how do you think that ties into the incumbent Yusef Saleh, if at all? And what do you think you would do that would be different than what he has done?
Well, the main thing with me, even when you see Commissioner Bill O'Day talking about me and our relationship, is somebody that I want to speak my mind about the issues that are affecting our community. I want to have the back of the residents of Ward D. There are things that we see that the current council person is not doing, mainly with communication, contingency services. The Heights is becoming not affordable no more. And we want to make sure that everybody in the city, especially in the Heights, their voices, their needs, the problems are addressed accordingly. And I think it's something that we can do. And that's what we're fighting now, to be the person that represents the Heights.
All right, so you said the incumbent's a little weak on constituent services. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but, why do you think that that's the case, and what do you think you could do better?
Well, I tailor myself to, the different approach that late Councilman John did. He had an office open in Central Avenue when people just can walk in and talk about the problems. I think we can build a communication letter or email that can go to the residents and the bi-weekly basis. We can also have at least quarterly basis meetings with nonprofits, neighborhood associations, with the directors and people that represent the city government, addressing the problems that are affecting our community, something that's been lacking for many years. And unfortunately, the council person, he's been rubber stamping to the administration for many years. And people mostly don't know, when I have conversations with them about the issues of the ward, who is the person that represents them, but they know who was Michael John.
All right, I get that point of view. Now, when you say rubber stamp, what are some issues you think he voted yes on that he really should have been more thoughtful about?
Well, the first thing that he did when he became council person in 2020, he voted to increase salaries for himself, and then also in the same year he voted to increase his salaries, something that I think is wrong. Lately, with the Pop Purdue Center and providing those tax amendments that is going to cost the city over $150 million, I think it's something that he should have done. He didn't have a heart the interest of the people of Jersey City, especially the people of the Heights, and he has felt greatly to do that for the last 4 years that he's been in the city council person. And we need to have somebody that can have a heart the best interest of the community, that can fight for the issues that are affecting our people, and I think I am that person.
All right, you're clear on that. Now, something that I talked about when he was joining me was that there's that bike lane for Manhattan Avenue, not far from where we live, actually.
Yep.
And, the pilot is complete, and they've asked for an extension. The administration has asked for an extension for the NJDOT. It appears they're going to get that. But what's your feeling on the bike lane and what should happen there?
I just want to say off the bat, I'm supportive for protected bike lanes in Jersey City. I'm supportive for the master plan that it was implemented, I think, in 2018. And I feel that we should do the whole master plan throughout the city. However, something that is important also is that we get the feedback for the people that live in the area, the businesses, how it's going to affect traffic overall, and that we get a common ground where everybody can get, what we wanted. I know it's not going to be perfect. Some people are going to get upset because we're going to lose parking. But at the end of the day, I have a long conversation with one of the leaders of the JC Bikes the other day about, bike lanes. Do they have to be, this protected bike lane has to be on Manhattan Avenue? Can we find a different street in the Heights that can actually provide the service? And stuff like that. I think at the end of the day, we got to tailor the city to the needs to everybody that live in the city.
Okay, so let's just say you were on the council, the bike lane, full-time bike lane was up for a vote. Would you be a yes or a no?
Well, as I said right now, I need to study more the issue and talk to the people in the community and talk to the people with the bike lane, because there are so many passions and many differences. We just need to find the common ground so we can make it happen. So I cannot say right now that I will vote yes or no. I need to just have more information on the issue to have a better understanding of what is the problem, how we can solve it.
So maybe a couple community meetings, a couple
Absolutely,
surveys.
which is being a lot for the quarter council person. He's not willing to sit with the community and listen to the needs that they have, especially with the bike lanes and other problems that are affecting our community.
All right, point taken. Elvin, hold that thought. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're just going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one path stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View, live uncut. John Arhitis. I'm still here with Jersey City Ward D Council candidate Elvin Dominici. So, Elvin, now it's a crowded field, as you know. We have quite a few independents running. You know, we have Patrick Ambrosi, we have Jake Efros, and of course we have yourself, Councilman Saleh, retired Police Lieutenant Dave Carlton. While he hasn't declared, everyone's pretty sure he's running.
Right.
And we've heard a couple other names too. So what do you think about the fact that this is the most crowded field right now out of all the ward races?
I believe the Heights is so diverse, most than any other part of the city, that allow, this type of race. At the end of the day, we got to look to the track record of all these people that are trying to run for office. Where these people been in the last 4-8 years working with the community, whether their commitment is only because they want to represent a certain group of people and not represent the community overall. For me, what I can tell you, I've been a community activist before a politician for the last 15 years. I can put my track record as a community activist, not promising, but the things that I have accomplished and the things that I will accomplish when I become a council person.
So give me some examples of that, if you don't mind.
Well, as of right now, recently, I'm not going to go to history, but recently, just having conversation with the community, whether there's a need for a pie hole and a speed bump, signs. We have a tracker that is aligning each need for each individual person. After we have conversation, we're addressing it and making phone calls. Without being elected, we're doing the work right now. And as recent as you know, there was a 4-alarm fire in the Heights in South Street and Kennedy Boulevard.
That's right.
I didn't post anything about what happened with the fire like the council person did. I went there, I have conversations with the family, we placed it in a hotel temporarily. I even myself created the GoFundMe account so they can get resources and funds for the community. And this is the stuff that we're doing. We're not promising, we're actually delivering the work right now.
All right, good example, I think. Now, let's go to the legislative side. So, you talked about your independent voice and how you want to serve the residents of Ward D, specifically cater to their needs. So can you give me some example, maybe 2 or 3 resolutions or ordinances you'd probably put up within, say, your first 6 months of being elected if you get that opportunity?
I'm glad you asked that question. I mean, I know that we have so many issues with rent control right now. I understand that developers and greedy landlords are trying to kick tenants out just to make sure that they can build these big luxury buildings and making a lot of profit. I want to make sure that the fines are actually higher, that they are held accountable. Something that I have seen recently, before the landlord can come to the leveling renting board just asking for an increase, we want to see the capital investment in the property, whether they comply with all the different permits that are required by the city. And that way we know that when they request any increases, they're actually following the law and ensuring that everything is aligned with compliance.
Okay. Speaking of rent leveling board, I'm sure this is what you were alluding to. We have that crazy case with those tenants on New York Avenue where they're alleging that the landlord was putting dead fish right inside the building to try to force tenants out. Of course, let's hope that's not commonplace, but what could you do about something like that as a legislator, if anything?
Well, something that is important to do is to be proactive instead of reactive. It's funny that you asked that question. Just yesterday, I have a meeting with the tenants talking about this problem, and we were able to allocate legal representation and making sure that they have the support that they need, especially with some nonprofits that work with these type of cases in the Heights. And out of the conversations, I was able to learn that this is it's not just one isolated case. This is something that happens very often, and something that we have to be proactive, addressing and holding accountable these developers and landlords throughout Jersey City, not only in the Heights.
Got it. Now, something else that about Ward D residents, a lot of people like their open space, right? There's been a lot of upgrades to Riverview Park, Leonard Gordon Park. I could go on, but you get the point. Pershing Field. So, are there any little adjustments that you'd like to make or like to do with those kind of locations, those places that people take their families?
I take a lot of pride of the commitment of nonprofits and people that take the time to just provide services and help the community, people that work in Riverview or Pershing Field. But something that we also have to address that is very important is the infrastructure and the cleanliness and the maintenance of the Heights. People that live in the Heights can see the difference, like twilight between our city and the neighbor city, and that cannot be the case. We got almost $800 million in our budget. We got to see where the resources and the funding and the investments done so we can make the city more clean, trying to find more parking, even we build public parking, because I know that's another problem that we can address in the Heights.
And then finally, on that point, you mentioned partnering with some of the nonprofits and the local organizations. So, like the Central Avenue SID, like what do you think is maybe something you could do with them, if anything, to improve life for the Ward D residents?
Well, we got to make sure that we work hand by hand with business owners. I'm proud to say that I helped to found the Hispanic American Commerce Association, which is the largest Latino small business association in the county. See what are their needs, whether they need resources with grants, services, and just be there for them.
All right, very good. Any quick closing thoughts, my friend?
Well, I just want to say to everybody in Jersey City that I am somebody that you can trust. I'm not good maybe at delivering speeches, but I'm good at providing solutions and working for the community. And I want to be able to earn, not just give me your vote, but to earn your vote coming the election in 2025. And I feel very comfortable working with Commissioner, future Mayor of Jersey City, Bill O'Day, who has been doing that for the last 40 years.
Elvin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View, Live Uncut, shout out Hiatus. So just so much happened in the past 7 days, but let's go here. So 32BJ SEIU, one of the most notable labor unions here in the Garden State. You might recall that on Thursday they had a rally downtown and they talked about how luxury developers are not making the city affordable, and they talked about how they're not getting proper wages and benefits. Long story short, and a number of electeds, participated in that. And what they ended up doing just 4 days after the fact was the concierges and porters, it was 38 to be exact, employed by Guardian Services Industries, actually got a new contract already. So every once in a while, even in Hudson County, you see democracy in action. So we heard from 32BJ SEIU, New Jersey State Director Anna Marie Hill, and she said on Monday, the essential workers who underpin Jersey City's economic upswing have not received their fair share for far too long. Many have been paid the state's minimum wage or just pennies above it and are offered meager benefits. This unfair treatment of essential workers has made life secure for working families and contributed to high turnover in buildings and runaway inequality. This victory shows that when essential workers in Jersey City come together, they can win and build momentum toward creating a more just Jersey City for all. And there's a little more, but I think you get the picture. The contract, while they did provide a copy, they gave us the broader strokes, if you will. So it secures quality and affordable employer-paid health care, employer-paid retirement benefits, an immediate $1 an hour pay raise starting in January, with a $3.25 per hour raise overall by the end of the 4-year contract. And workers will also gain access to 32BJ SEIU's employer-paid free legal and trading benefits next year. So not a bad outcome for those men and women of 32BJ at all. On a much more somber note, of course, you guys heard about this absolute tragedy in Newark on Friday, this car crash where 6 people died. Unfortunately, everyone in the car passed. and two of those people were relatives to State Senator Angela McKnight. So for the first time yesterday, she came out and gave a few words and had a mostly upbeat, positive demeanor, despite the fact, again, that this is just such a terrible situation. So it is with profound sadness that we mourn the unimaginable loss of 6 lives taken far too soon, including my family members, Lamar and Daryl McKnight. Cousins to my husband, Anthony McKnight, Lamar and Daryl were 2 brothers who touched countless lives within our family and the broader community. Their loss leaves an immeasurable hole in our hearts that words cannot fully express. The outpouring of love, support, and prayers during this difficult time has been a true source of comfort. I am deeply grateful for the kindness shown to Daryl and Lamar's parents, Natasha McKnight and Daryl Williams, and the rest of our family. I extend my heartfelt condolences to the families and friends of the additional passengers of this devastating tragedy. May we honor each of their memory by remembering the joy they brought into our lives. Again, very nice, especially given the very unfortunate circumstances. So we know 3 of the victims, as she said in her statement. Daryl McKnight was 33, Lamar McKnight was 32, and he was the head football coach at Hudson Catholic High School. And Brad Cunningham was also an assistant coach at Hudson Catholic for their football team. So there were 3 other victims that haven't been identified yet, but Natasha McKnight, as I just mentioned, the mother of Daryl and Lamar, told CBS News that 2 of those other 3 victims that haven't been identified were related to her. So, just gutted for that family. Of course, our thoughts and prayers, our condolences to the McKnights, the Cunninghams, and anyone else impacted by that terrible crash. So, on a much less serious note, certainly not life or death, but when we're talking about the 2025 gubernatorial race, Jersey City Mayor Fulop has endorsed 3 more candidates for state assembly, 2 at LD 39, 1 at LD 18. You might recognize one of these names. That's Andrew LeBruno. He's a former Dumont mayor, and you also would know him in this area because he was the president of the Jersey City Police Superior Officers Association for a few years. He's currently a sergeant for the Jersey City Police Department. He'll be running for assembly in LD 39, that's in Bergen County, and his running mate will be Demarest Councilman David Jiang. And finally, Edison Police Lieutenant David Tingle will run in LD 13. So that's about all we have time for this week and this year, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Operation wouldn't mean much without you, so thank you very much. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and have a blessed New Year. Thank you.